Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Jobless Weebs 128.
Yeah.
I'm Brian Dess, and
I'm really tired.
Oh no.
Mark of the wrong Mexican.
Yep, yeah.
Man.
It's another late one.
Remind me not to do that ever again, Brian.
Okay, yeah. Beat Saber, then the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We won't do that ever again.
I mean, I will never forget to charge the cameras.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be good.
Because, man, yeah, that was especially for the maps that we played, that by the time this comes out, only like 3 or 4 of them would have made it. So yeah.
Wow.
If you like seeing me dancing like a walrus with Parkinson,
oh dear.
Yeah, just click that like button.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, the Beat Saber ones, they're doing pretty good. I really enjoy them. They're fun. But yeah, how's your week?
It was good. I did sleep a little bit more. But
okay.
I mean, really, I've been reading a lot of manga.
Yes.
And the only time that I have to read manga, it's before sleeping.
I see. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did read a few good ones, and so yeah.
Nice. Well, I did try out the one you recommended last time.
Oh, that one.
Pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah, what was the name? It was Harakure Ojosama wa Monmon Shiteru.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one, it's something else.
Oh yes, yeah.
And you know, fun fact, the mangaka, it's a girl.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
yeah. Oh, and I also watched the movie you recommended, the Orion and the Dark movie.
It was
so good. Yeah, I really liked it. It's a great one just because it has a message for kids, but also it relates to adults a lot.
Yeah.
Since it's kind of from an adult's perspective. Like, it's a kid's story. Well, anyway, we might do one for that movie.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely do it, because it was a really interesting movie.
It was, yeah. Let me know if you have any more recommendations. I always like hearing.
I will.
Any random ones.
Yeah. But for today, we have one of those animes that...
Yeah.
It's like, this is the second one, Brian.
Yeah? Right.
First you came up with Bento.
Oh, yes.
And now you come up with this.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, there's like nothing wrong with this one. So, like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's just one thing. There's just that one small thing that, you know, it is reminded every episode, which, you know, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is a type of anime that you will find once you have decided that a slice of life is the way to go.
Yeah.
You know, because that's how I found it. Like,
okay, there you go.
Years back, when I was like, you know what? I think that a slice of life is my jam.
Yeah.
I decided
you ran with it.
I decided to look for as many slice of life as I could find. And then I stumble upon this, and I was like, oh, this is cute, except for that one thing
with an asterisk. Yeah,
it's
right.
Wholesome,
with exactly
on like
read the fine print.
Yes because like, by no means this is like anything bad,
right? Yeah,
but you know, a normal person that would begin to watch anime would be like,
it's like,
what
and that's where the stigma comes from. But yes, and I have found it just randomly with a lot of the clips that are going around on like social media and stuff.
That's how you find it.
Oh yes, yeah, I find a lot that way. so I found it, and then I said, let's do it. And here we are.
And that's how we're ruining our YouTube career without even without it even starting.
Oh, yep. Yeah. So the anime for today is Hanamaru Kindergarten, which, of course, and you looked into it, or actually remembered what the title.
Just my weeb knowledge.
The weeb knowledge. Yeah. So this is about a kindergarten class, basically. Well, through the perspective of a few people, like the new teacher, and then one particular kindergarten student for reasons, and then and the story kind of goes from there. So it is from a manga, started back in 2006. The anime series it was in 2010. So there are a few more chapters after the end of the anime. I think there are more than 100 chapters of the manga. So not a whole lot, but they did adapt one season from it, which is pretty fun. So it's,
and with slice of life, that's normally
exactly, it's on par for
the
that.
thing is like just one season which it's 2010. It was a lot different, and just kind of like a disclaimer. Japanese people know the difference between what's anime and fictional and what's real life.
Yeah.
Because by the standards of today, a lot of people think that cartoons, anime, or, the media, it's real life.
And freak out. And
they freak out.
Whatnot. Yeah.
And so the way that we're saying this, just like to go straight to the point, it's because one of the main girls, little girls, her name is Ansu. She, she has romantic feelings for her homeroom teacher, which is, our main character, which is, his name is Tushida what? Naosumi.
Yeah, Naosumi.
Or Tsuchi.
Yep.
how they call him.
Yep, that's
and at the same time, it's it's pretty normal because you remember kids having crushes with their teachers, and it's that innocent like crush.
Yeah, it's like it's like the student thing, but so Anzu, she's romantically she's like in love with her teacher, and he's totally new, but and then like the story stems from there. So all in all, it is very wholesome. So it's very innocent.
It's just that.
It's just that.
It's just that.
Exactly.
But like that's a joke.
Right.
That's the ongoing joke.
Right. So at the beginning, we have this guy. He's waking up late for work, and he's running out the door, and he's on his bicycle, and he says like, "Oh, I'm late, and it's my very first day." So we know that so far, and then he sees a little kid just on the side of the road, and just by herself, and he stops and basically says like, "Oh, like what's wrong? Like, do you need help or something like that?" But she says, "Oh, you are coming on to me. You must like me." And then,
but I'm sorry.
Like the TV show I watched, like the character refuses and doesn't like the main guy. So, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, the dude is like,
yeah.
Okay,
he's like,
kid,
okay,
sure.
And then he goes off, and then her mom comes, we see her running up, and then basically like meeting up with her again, but he's already gone. So then we follow him. He goes to the school, and turns out he's a kindergarten teacher. And then we also see the girl is in his class at the beginning of this story. So then she sees him and she's like, "Oh, you're the guy, and oh, you're the one that came on to me." And everybody is like,
yeah,
what? Yeah,
much.
Like, and all the other teachers are women, and then we find out that the mom is her
childhood friend.
His childhood friend. So the mom of Anzu, they knew each other. But I think this was very, very funny. The beginning part when Anzu is trying to make friends, and you know how it is with little kids. Well, Anzu, she's very cheerful type of person. She's very like cheerful and very outgoing. So she tries to make a friend with Hiragi, but it doesn't
she's
turn out
my
well.
favorite character.
She's the best. The kappa costume was so like funny.
She's the only character that is perpetually in chibi form.
Yes, yeah,
and she's making references to a ton crap of animes.
Oh yeah, Under the Sun, everything. Yeah, it's so
like
funny.
some of the ones that I remember vividly. Evangelion.
Yes.
Detective Conan.
Oh yeah, that one.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot some of the other ones.
There's quite a few more, but yeah. Oh, such a funny character. Actually, we also see a picture of Evangelion.
Oh yeah.
Which I thought was amazing. I'm like, oh, doki doki. Oh yes, and then kind of like a characterization a little bit more with Hiragi is when Anzu was trying to get her attention, she was like, no, don't talk right now. The grown-ups are speaking. When they speak, it's grown-up manners to listen and not talk. And it's like, wait, what? Okay. Kindergartners. And then it ends. They do meet later on, and then they also meet one other girl, and she's like, Kome, and she's a lot softer spoken. She doesn't even really speak a whole lot to them at first, but yeah, it's great. It's very funny. Tsuchida, he's characterized as also kind of like a guy who doesn't have his crap together yet, like the coming on type of thing. Everybody's like weirded out by him, but he's like, wait, I'm not like that. I like girls with big boobs.
And everyone's like,
it's like,
you're not helping your case, dude, but okay.
Yeah, they all kind of like laugh, but yeah, he's quite the character. And then we do meet a ton of other characters later on, but yeah, this first meeting, very, very funny, in the way that it's like all crazy and all over the place.
Pretty much most of the anime develops, in the kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Tsuchida learning how to be a kindergarten teacher, interacting with the kids, how it's not, always playing with the kids, which he tends to even play video games with them.
Oh, like, yes, yeah.
Their kids just playing like Nintendo DS, and he's like, so how do you like beat that part? Oh, you just do this. Like, oh, I see. And all the other kids are
oh, right, they're doing all sorts. But yeah, he's totally engrossed.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it's just the same story of a slice of life, of how it goes little by little, um, like there's some character development for all the kids. I guess like my favorite episodes is the second one, which is
yes,
the episode from Hiragi.
Oh yes, yeah.
Because it's like on the first episodes, you were introduced like almost every character has their own episode, and the first one was Anzu. And how she likes Suchi and how she's always confessing to him, and it doesn't help the fact that her mom like married her high school professor.
Yes.
Which I know it's a joke. I know it's a joke.
Right.
But I can't help but think of like 10 animes where the high schooler ends up with the professor.
Yes, yeah.
It's like I can think of like Fruit Baskets.
Yep. There's a couple of
Hanatsaku Hiroha. From some mangas, I remember Gal Gohan.
Gal Gohan, yep.
Also, this one, it was something on Monday. It was, one of those.
No.
You know which one I'm talking about.
I think I do. Yes, actually.
It was like a 3-minute. It was not the main girl, but one of the girls ends up with the professor. It was one of that had a lot of fan service.
Yeah.
But it's like, how much of that is a joke and how much of that actually happens in Japan?
Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's that thing that.
But yeah, for now, let's just say that it's a joke. That's the joke.
Yeah.
Okay, or like that's the narrative, and it's it's not hurting anyone. But yeah, Ansu's mom also got married to her high school professor, and then they went out of Japan, and then they came back, and that's how they made Suchi again. On the second episode, on Hiragi's episode, there's this one brat that he thinks that he's really smart, and Hiragi just keeps refuting and calling him out on stuff that he doesn't even know, and she's like, no, that's not true. And and we discover that her father is an astronomer, and she sometimes even helped his father with calculations and
for orbital positions or whatnot. It's like, what the heck? So she pretty much shows him up. He's really put out by it. He's like, characters you see on TV aren't real or something. It's like, everybody knows that. So he's like humiliated and dejected by her. Everybody like compliments her and like sees how smart she is. And then they have a challenge that they want to go see the ghosts at some like forest, and whoever sees the ghost first like wins or something like that. And then later in the evening they do go. The boy, we follow him, like he goes through the forest path, but he gets scared. I thought that was a pretty funny thing. And he ends
up being rescued by Hiragi. Like, can I call you master? Master.
Yep.
One of the things that I liked about this
very touching too, actually,
is that every episode, the ending song was different.
Yes, I wanted to mention that too. Yes, it was so unique and it was so good. And I made it a point to sit through and watch each one.
Yep.
I think one of my favorite ones was other than the haunted one with all like the horror characters, the realistic one with the photos.
Oh yeah,
that one was really cool. I'm not sure why. With like the flowers.
Yeah.
The music. Loved it.
Yeah, all the songs were amazing.
Yeah, so
and we kind of mentioned it, but yeah, Hanamaru, it's that that kind of like symbol that teachers draw for like a good grade on like the early grades of school in Japan, which is just like a bunch of circles, like in a spiral, and then it's just like a flower around it. That's Hanamaru.
Which is great. It's so fun because they use that element throughout the anime a lot.
Yeah, because they say like, Hanamaru is like a good job or like well done, and every episode is like, oh, Hanamaru, genius, Hanamaru day, Hanamaru date, Hanamaru first love, and it's like, it's kind of like saying like, yeah, it's good, like like every episode, because I guess every episode has like 2 segments.
Yeah, couple for each.
It's like every segment has like you know what? We have this. It goes a little crazy, but then it ends well. It always ends well.
That's right.
Which for a lot of slice of life, they like to keep the drama a lot of times.
Yes.
But for this one, it's like, yeah, no, you know what? It starts good and ends good.
Ends good. That's right.
There is a professor or another teacher that Tsuchi has his eyes on, but she is just a klutz.
Yeah.
She is
dense.
Yes, super dense. She's Yamamoto Sensei.
Too. Yeah.
Yamamoto Sensei. It's the crush. And among the other professors, we have
Kusano Sensei. She's the musclehead.
Oh yes,
which is so silly. Let's see here.
Kawashiro. She's the Megane one. Nishisake Sensei, which we don't see a lot of her.
Yeah.
And the principal. And some of the other characters is Yamamoto's sister, Tsuchida's sister, Ansu's dad, Kiragi's father, the Yakuza guy.
Yes. And then, of course, a bunch of the kindergartners. But yeah, the Yakuza was such a funny element to this anime. It's so funny. But yeah, and the cool thing about all these side characters is that they're all... Oh, and also Hanamaru Sensei, the mangaka.
That he draws the Panda Neko.
The Panda Neko, yeah. Panda Neko. It's just so good. It's so good. I love this. I love... Well, side tangent. I love these slice of life anime where they have ongoing, like, in-world anime characters. Yes. I love it so much. I'm not sure why, but yeah, it's so great. The Panda Neko. And then, I think that's most of the characters that we see on a regular basis. I think the manga has a few more. But sticking to the anime, I really liked the episode with the date where Anzu is like, "Oh, you're gonna go on a date with me," but it's of course it's the kindergarten class. But she's like, "Hey, let's go on a date now," and so Tsuchida, he like goes along with it. So they go on a date where they go to like a cafe or whatever, but it's the kindergarten table, and they have like just the leftover milk.
And Hiragi always with
yes, Hiragi always comes with
cosplaying is like
carrot.
Hey,
different character.
Hey, young man, why don't you go for it, huh?
Yes, and then she's the waiter too.
Or at night where she is like the shooting stars.
Oh yes, yeah, so funny. Um, uh, I love it. Uh, so Anzu, she like a funny part was when she's trying to like get up onto the table, but then Tsuchida already finished with the drink. So it's very, very wholesome type stuff. It's like very lighthearted stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, it's the dude playing house.
Exactly. Yeah. And he wanted to be like a kindergarten teacher because he loves playing with kids, type of a thing. One thing that motivated him was playing with his sister, but I think the deep thing here for him is that he's really good at consoling people when they're feeling down. He knows how to like read people whenever they need help. I love that part about him.
Like a good part of the anime, and I haven't read the manga, so I don't know how it actually develops. Because a lot of the anime, it's him kind of like working a little bit.
Yeah.
In order for Yamamoto Sensei to look his way. Because he's like, you know, working extra hard with the kids, and he's like, hey, Yamamoto Sensei, like, I'm working really hard. And Yamamoto's like, I see that. He's like, perhaps you would like to go to the amusement park with me. I got extra tickets. And he's like, but Ansu said she liked that, so why don't you go with her? And she's like,
gosh, okay. I really felt for the guy, because every time he gets basically shot down, everybody contributes it to Yamamoto's like being dense, but yeah, poor guy.
Because everybody knows, like the kindergarten knows.
Oh yes,
like every kindergarten knows that he has a crush on Yamamoto Sensei, and she has no idea. What you know, a lot of time that happens. But yeah, you know,
even like, your sister finds out.
I mean, but you know, the sister is the same on her side.
That's right.
With Hanamaru Sensei.
Yeah. That was so weird to me, because the sisters were both similar in thinking that the other sister was like dense or she doesn't change, but they're acting the same way. That was so weird to me. I don't know what was like the point of that, but it's like, so this anime is also a little bit about unrequited love, but also that part where it's like when you like someone, maybe they don't realize it, but you're always like trying and then you miss, which is like
which, you know, a lot of times really, Slice of Life is also like that. It's not necessarily like a love story.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah. It's like, the reason why I'm saying this is like that I haven't read the manga is because also there have been a few animes, Usagi Drop, for example, that started really wholesome.
Right.
And they end up together. And it's like,
when you get to the end of it.
It's like,
why they had to add that at the end. It's like, and it's just like the last like chapters.
Yeah, it's quite like some of the last chapters where you know, she's already grown up. It's like, she's like 20 and the dude is like 40 or something. Which, you know, is like, you know, okay, I guess it's okay, but it's like, but no, it's like,
because well, you have read it,
because you ruined the image, and the image is like, you know, for example, like a kindergarten teacher trying to be, you know, teacher playing with the kids, loving the kids, how a teacher is supposed to love his students, and not like in this one, like Usagi Drop, that was like, you know, it was the dude that loved her as a father, and then, oh dear.
Right.
I don't know, that was a bit for me. I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, Usagi Drop. Definitely in this one for sure.
Yeah. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But
Yeah.
but for this one, glad it's just the anime for now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the story of the unrequited love of Tsuchida and how he's trying to do something so Yamamoto Sensei looks her way. She's really dense, and Anso is at the same time rooting for him.
Right, and that was a cool part too. Yeah.
So it's just like, this is not a love triangle. This is just like a
This is
something entirely different.
Yeah, it's a complicated one. Also, speaking of like the overarching story and plot, we do get a few flashbacks here and there with Suchi and Sakura Senpai, the mother of Anzu, where they used to hang out like by the river, and we kind of get the sense that he had a slight crush on her, and even got to the point of like saying it out loud, but not really like confessing, because that's when he finds out that she is getting involved with the teacher at the time.
Well, you teacher, know, this time that I rewatched it, I noticed like a hole in the writing.
Where? What part?
So on the first episode, on the first flashbacks on the first episodes.
Oh yes.
You know, we have this Tsuchida, Young Tsuchida and Young Sakura talking, and Sakura tells her like, oh, so didn't you go to the date? And he's like, no, I didn't go to the date. He's like, oh, you should have gone to the date. He's like, oh, it's not like you have a boyfriend. And she's like, oh, I have one.
And then she did mention that.
And he's like, wait, you have one? Like, who is it? It's like, it's the professor. Okay. And he's like, what?
They did.
And then later, like almost close to, you know, it's when they're on the summer vacation. The next flashback, it's Tsuchida telling her like, well, if you love the professor, just tell her. And it's like, wait, but you didn't know. And now in here
she
you're
got
saying
motivated
that
by him to do that. Okay, you know, like, that is a weird inconsistency. That's so weird.
That was a bit of an inconsistency that
it is.
You know, probably it got missed by the author. But it's like, I mean, on the first flashback,
that's so weird.
The first flashback, it's probably, you know, when they started dating already. So the second flashback is way in the past.
Maybe that was before.
Yeah, it was before, but
still.
Right? Now you see that.
Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah.
And the only way it would work if it was before. If not, I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah. So weird. Again, it's a slice of life. Like simple writing, because it's a simple story.
It is so. And slice of life.
It's not Katanagatari. So
right. It's very, very detail oriented and complicated. Yeah. Okay. But fascinating.
I mean, it was good nonetheless. You know, the animation.
It was.
It has
still good.
Almost every element that a slice of life should have.
It does. A school slice of life. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious because it's a kindergarten show, which is not very common. And then they have all the like school elements, the culture festival, the sports festival, the pool episode, and like all the
festival episode, the Christmas episode, which was the last one.
Yep. Yeah, it had all the check marks. I loved it. Oh yes, about the flashbacks and the whole cheering up type of thing. I thought that was another theme with the Christmas episode where they talked about it's the saying, there's nothing stronger than love. Hilarious. But in this one it works. And then it's the whole thing about how it started with Tsuchi, but then
telling Sakura.
Tsuchi telling Sakura, and then it comes back to him after Sakura tells Anzu, and how Anzu is like cheering up Tsuchi, but it also cheered her up, and now Tsuchi goes and tries to confess again, but then of course Yamamoto's sensei is dense. So, okay, kind of like talking about that, I thought that was interesting where we have a theme of characters being dense, the sisters, and like the men are trying to like confess, but it's so hard for them because the girls aren't realizing. I thought that was interesting because it's probably one way of showing how they're not really looking for love at that time. You know how it's like always a matter of time. So I thought that was interesting, and how you can look at it that way, in a different way of like, saying it. Yeah. Because like it's like another way of people communicating that they're not ready for love or not looking for it. I'm not sure. It's like a weird interpretation.
It's because it's totally fine, and you know, I guess. I mean, talking about the anime, Japanese culture, a lot of it, it's like you have to be good in your career, and I guess with yourself, because you know, being in a relationship with the intent of I guess building a family, it's like a huge change. If you don't have your crap together, or most of it together,
right? Then you're like not ready to do that. I totally get what you're saying, actually.
You know, we went philosophical with.
Yes. Oh yes. Yeah. I thought that was one of the strong points in this anime, where it is about kindergarten kids, but then it is also about like careers and people and being ready with life in general, where he's like always playing games and to the point where everybody kind of hits it right on the nose when they're like, "Oh, you're late again. Were you just playing games?" And it's like, "Oh, yes."
How do you know?
How do you know? It's like, okay,
just shitting in the air and
It was so good. It was so good.
I feel a little insulted by that. It's like,
I know, right? Yeah.
You were playing it. Hey, wash your mouth. Wash your mouth.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, it's very
but not because I was playing games.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's great. It's like that. Like getting ready yourself in like life for a relationship, if you want, and then Anzu just like being an example of going out there and basically trying to get what you want like right away, like, or just professing what you want.
Which you know, And you know, the last episode was the Christmas episode where Anzu has a dream that she's a grown up.
No. Oh, jeez Louise. And you know, this was a little bit odd.
Yeah, that was definitely odd. Like first time I watched it, I was like, what's happening here?
What is going on? Yeah, because it's the dream where she's a grown-up version of herself, but she sees Tsuchi on the bus, and then they go out and like have a Christmas date or something.
But you know, she was only dreaming, and then the party starts, and that's it. That's it. That's the end of it.
That's it.
And
that's right.
And you know, other than that, And other than that recurring joke of a kindergarten professing her love to the teacher, it's it's really wholesome. It's it's fun because it has all of these, as we mentioned, these check mark boxes. All of them, of all the elements of a decent slice of life. So yeah, if you want to watch it, just be aware of that.
Yeah.
And don't be put off by that, because at least the anime doesn't go beyond that. So
exactly.
It's like, don't call the police. This is not a call the police type of anime. So you can rest easy. You can watch it.
Yeah.
You can definitely make your face of like, what the freak is this?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But other than that, it's a pretty safe one.
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah, this is approved by us. So only PG anime here.
That's right. That's right. Any highlights in the anime? I have a couple myself.
All right, go for it.
Yeah. So one of the highlights was in the festival, I believe, the sports festival. There was a kid who was the glasses coon type of character, the huge circular glasses, and this is the small mini arc for Komi, where she says, "Oh, it's the sports festival. Like, I don't want to run. I'm going to be last, and I'm going to be so sad." The teachers listen to her, and like responsible adults, they cheer her up. And also the older brother of Kome also is concerned, and he has a little bit of an appearance too. But yeah, they cheer her up. It goes to the point where Tsuchi does his strong point of listening and then trying to help. And then points out to the other teacher, the muscle brain one.
So she can train Kome.
And so they do the training arc, and it's really great. Day of the festival comes, and she runs. But this other character, he's the glasses guy. He's like, "Oh, I was really sad too, and I trained myself. You guys."
Didn't care. I'll probably end up in last, and he does end up in last.
Yeah, and that was
and everyone is like
to me.
Oh well, what do you want, Kome?
Yeah. And they're really cheering out Kome, but it was him. It was but then later on in the episode, we see him on a treadmill, and it's next year I will be last. It's oh, this is great. This is comedy gold right here. So I just loved that part when he's when
he's in the treadmill.
The next sports day, I will not be last. And another one, just like a really, really quick one, because it's not even part of the story. It was just really, really funny to me, where this kid, it's near the end with the puppet show, where this kid, he picks his nose and then wipes it on another kid.
I didn't notice that one.
He does. Yeah, I should have taken the screenshot before, but he's picking it. Then he does.
There's probably a clip around it.
Yeah. So those were my highlights. Of course, Hiragi also awesome. The shark.
Yeah.
But
when she's the shark. On the pool episode. Yeah, I mean, we skip a lot of elements where it highlights a lot of Tsuchi's strengths and weaknesses, as well as Yamamoto's, and their convictions. But that's for all of you guys to watch it yourself.
Yeah.
Just so that you see that this anime, it's more to what it meets the eye.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. Don't think anything bad about it. Have an open mind. Mm-hmm. Don't be don't think wrong. Because I can definitely see this anime and some people saying what is wrong with this anime? Like, there's nothing wrong. It's just a joke, and for starters, it's an anime. It's not real. Just take the good stuff and move on to another. Like, I promise, the Slice of Life has a lot of good things to offer. So
yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, that was it for today.
Go give it a try. I really enjoyed it myself. Really funny. But yeah, again, the ending songs, so good.
Yep.
Top notch.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Keep watching anime. Matane.